Something I have been learning in my continuous reading of both the Bible and other books is that while it is very useful to have scholarly opinions on things, the Bible provides a lot of its own theological discussion and correction as to the interpretation of Scripture, both Old Testament and New Testament. See, we tend to put the Bible in a bubble where we believe it is a book of mysticism, legend, and just different stories throughout history. However, a decent amount of the Bible is just self-interpretation, especially when we look at stuff like the letters from Paul, Hebrews, and John and James. We see that this is really an entire theological discussion about the interpretation of Scripture and not only what these stories are, but what they mean. We can even find interpretation of this stuff as well in books like Isaiah, Jeremiah, that talk about our understanding of Jewish law and some of the things leading up through Jewish history. Heck, even Kings and Chronicles tells us whether or not a king was with God or wasn't with God and analyzes the consequences of that decision. So if you're somebody who doesn't really feel like reading scholarly papers, or you really want to but you don't think you have the time, seriously, just focus on the Bible and it will give you more than enough interpretation and theological backing to understand the greater portion of Scripture. As long as you're willing to read what appear to be the more boring parts, because admittedly, the analysis is short on narratives. But let me know what you think, and hopefully you enjoy reading Scripture regardless if it's just the stories or if it's some of the deeper, more thoughtful stuff like Paul. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.